Today, we're talking about cleaning your mower deck. It's an important step in the spring when we're mowing heavy, wet grass, and throughout the rest of the cutting season to keep running at peak performance. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Good. So we've got this beautiful 96-inch Laser Z diesel here, and we're talking about keeping the deck clean. So we think a lot about keeping our engine clean by changing our oil, changing our hydraulic oil. We also want to think about keeping this deck clean because it's so important to keep our cut quality and our power going.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep everything clean and it's going to perform just like it did on day one.
Okay, great. And I like to think of, we've got the top of the deck with pulleys and belts. We also have the bottom side of the deck. We got two places we need to clean. Let's focus on the top of the deck right now. What do we need to be looking for and how do we need to be doing it?
So you're going to see a lot of buildup of grass. You can see underneath here, we've got some building up underneath these pulleys.
So we need to keep these areas clean, especially in and around here.
Tops of the pulleys, underneath the pulleys.
Underneath, that's going to build up down there.
Yep.
And then we've got these areas where we kind of got a crevice where we can see grass building up in there. That all needs to be blown out and cleaned out.
Absolutely, the cleaner the better.
Okay. Now, is this a point where I could come in with a pressure washer? Is this the right tool for the job?
Probably not. I would recommend compressed air or a leaf blower if you're doing it regularly. With the pressure washer, you're probably going to get some soap and water in some places where you don't really want it. So you might have some premature failure of bearings or those types of things.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to use the compressed air, and we've got no excuse because we've got toolless belt shields that make it real easy to get in here and do this type of maintenance every day.
Absolutely. It'll be quicker if you do it every day too.
Yeah, okay. So we got the top of the deck clean. Let's move to the bottom of the deck.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're on the bottom side of the deck, and there's a lot to clean up here. We can tell we've been cutting some wet grass that's been building up.
Springtime.
Yep, that's the time. So walk me through, we've got our blades removed, right?
Yep, absolutely. The blades are removed. It's a good opportunity to clean things up with them off while you're sharpening the blades. So it's not only is it safer because the blades aren't in there, it makes your job much easier just because you've got much better access to the entire cutting chamber.
Okay, and this is a 96-inch Laser Z diesel. We've got the flex wing decks that are up. It's making easy access here, but on another unit, we want to make sure we get it jacked up, safely secured, and we're wearing gloves to do this job so that we're safe as we're doing it. So walk me through tools and how we're going to clean this off. Pretty much the same as the top, right?
Very similar, except this stuff is probably going to stick a lot more on the bottom than it does on the top, especially with the spring conditions. So putty knife, I like to use a flat bar. Gives me a little bit more reach. I can flip it over this way and scrape, get after that heavy stuff. I can flip it over the other way and use it as a hook to pull things. Gives me a little bit longer reach, lets me get into some places. Once we get to this center section, it's going to be a lot harder. So a tool like this is going to help you access those a lot better. When you get down to the end, you've got the lighter stuff on there. If you really want to get clean, you're going to want to use a finer tool like this.
Okay, so we're going to get this all cleaned off. Airflow is going to be perfect on this deck. While we have this in a maintenance type mode, it's a good time to look through and see if there's anything else that needs to be fixed or replaced that might be wearing out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time to do it. A lot of obstacles out there when you're mowing that you might not even know you hit, but you could run across some damage at some point. So this is a great time to be inspecting for any of that damage so that you can also go back to your Exmark dealer for parts or visit exmark.com for those OEM parts that are going to make your machine perform at tip-top shape.
Okay, because it's spring, it looks like we've got a lot of buildup.
Yeah.
So let's get after it.
Sounds good.